All righty. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us. This is the DEI Alliance Spotlight, and today it's with the Latino Association of Basketball Coaches. Today's Spotlight is presented by Rising Coaches, the largest coaching tree in basketball. Just a reminder, for $8 a month using the promo code May2023, you can become a member of Rising Coaches for more relationships, development, and opportunities. You can learn more at risingcoaches.com. I'm your guest host for today. In today's first episode of the DEI Spotlight, my name is Lucas Ramirez, and today I'm joined by York University women's basketball coach, Coach Corey. Coach, how are you today?
Doing good. Thank you.
Good, good. We're super excited to have you. So, Coach, what we're going to do, the way I'm going to do our spotlights for the LABC is I just want to hear your story. So please share with our listeners today just kind of your journey, in short, to get to where you're at today as a head collegiate coach.
Yes. Okay. So to make it short, I just finished up my 5th year as a head coach here at York. I'm an alumni here, so I have a big heart for York. How it all started though, when I was in 6th grade, I knew I wanted to coach. My WNBA dreams were shot by one of my teachers, and once I learned that I wasn't going to go pro, I was like, well, I want to be a part of the game still. So I learned at an early age to the process of getting a basketball scholarship, the process of just going to school, how to further my education so that I can coach. I was blessed to have amazing coaches along the way from 4th grade all the way up until, I was done playing in college. My high school and even my middle school, those coaches really helped me and shaped me into being ready for college, just being ready to be a good basketball coach. They taught me a lot of things along the way, and a lot of my credit of where I'm at today, a lot of it just goes to the people that helped me along the way, helped really shape me into the coach that I'm getting better at doing now after my 5th year. But I'm from El Paso, Texas, so again, all my coaches really instilled in me a good, hardworking work ethic, the power to believe in yourself and what that can really do in your life personally. So, going into my senior year, my coaches helped me get a basketball scholarship. I played at a JUCO for 2 years in Texas. I transferred up to York for my last 2 seasons. This is before COVID, so there's none of that 5th year, which would have been great. But I finished up my 2 years here at York, and I was in that 5th year of finishing up my just schooling, and I had a really good connection with my head coach here, and I just asked him one day, like, "Hey, I want to coach. How does that look? What can I do about it?" Because initially my plan was, go to college, get my degree in education, go back home, be a teacher and a coach, help girls get to college. Kind of similar to how my coaches helped me out.
Yeah.
But walking into my head coach's office when I was here at York, I asked him, and he's a very simple, very straight up guy. He's like, well, just show up tomorrow and I'll tell you what to do. So the next day I showed up, and this was after my senior year playing in college. The next day I showed up, and he put me to work. He told me, this is how recruiting works. This is what I want you to do. This is how you set up practice plans. And it really took off from there. I was able to be one of the first GAs here. So I was getting my master's. We were learning about the GA program here at York. And I was also an assistant. So it was just me and Madol. His name is Matthew Madol. It was just me and Madol. We were running the show here. I was a head coach for our JV program, and I was his assistant for varsity, learning the ropes of everything. And in a short, about a year and a half, as it took me to get my master's, he was moving up in the administrative roles to be the athletic director. And he let me know that if I stick with him and learn the ropes, learn recruiting, especially how to play the game, how to coach the game at this level, he would love to help me be the head coach. So, and that's what happened. I knew it was a risk to come here. As a student, like I said, I'm from El Paso, Texas. I've never been to Nebraska. It's cold. I'm not used to it. I'm from the Sun City, so
it's a little different.
it's a lot different. So talk about culture shock.
Yeah.
So it was just definitely a risk to come here as a student. So it was a risk to stay again. And, I think the Lord definitely works, and he has his hand in everything. And I've always trusted him. So it was just a no-brainer for me to stay, learn the ropes. And then I ended up being the head coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, relationships, I think any coach on here can speak to that,
Definitely. Everybody has a coach that made them want to be a coach, good or
Absolutely.
bad, whatever that looks like.
Absolutely. And I think we all can speak to experiences, whether it was playing youth basketball or youth baseball, all the way up to people who played collegiately or even professionally. You always take what you loved, and then you also learn what not to do, or what didn't work for you, or what didn't work for your teammates or whatever it was. Going from El Paso to Nebraska, like you said, culture shock. What was it as a student athlete that sold you to take that leap of faith?
I think that started again when I was really young, having a good group of coaches and people. I had a really good group of friends in high school, so we were really very confident individuals, and we're very sure of ourselves, and we were all ambitious, and my coaches were ambitious. So I'm just around so many people that wanted to see others succeed. So naturally, that was just it came a lot easier for me, just to go after what I wanted. Maybe not having a good clear path of what it might look like, but taking a risk on yourself, betting on yourself, and really coming into who you can become.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone was to tell you when you walked on campus as a freshman that you would be the head coach there, and just really a couple years later, right? Would you? What would you say?
Oh, absolutely not. I had went to JUCO and I transferred up here, so I was used to JUCO life, and JUCO life was night and day different from York. York is a Christian school, so we're very intentional about the relationships we want to make with people. So I stepped foot on campus as a junior, and I was not comfortable. I wasn't raised in the church. Like, I didn't know. I wasn't. I just didn't know anything. So if I was to get asked that question or told like, "Hey, you're going to be the head coach one day," absolutely not. So definitely just my mindset of I don't complain. I just buy in. And again, that hardworking mentality I had at such a young age, I learned that this is my environment. How do I make the best out of it? What can I gain from this? And how can I also give back to the program? So
Absolutely. Okay, just a few minutes left. Going to hit you with a couple quick questions. I guess first I'll kind of combine these two. What have you learned so far since being a head coach the last few years, that maybe you didn't know as an assistant, or maybe you think you know, and then you get in the chair and you realize, all right, there's a lot more that goes into it. And then what advice would you give to any coaches, either transitioning from assistant to head coach, or just trying to get into the business in general?
So I think there's such a long list on what I have learned from moving over one chair over to that assistant to the head coach. It's just a different world. And being younger, being very passionate and just ready to go, I think the biggest thing I learned is how much I need to just be okay, or kind of almost be proud of my efforts and things. It was really hard in the beginning, just making a lot of, we call them freshman mistakes with our players, but first year coach mistakes that I made, or just you name it. It was just little things that if just kind of overcoming like little things. I can't
Yeah,
even.
absolutely.
There's just so many little things, and as
Absolutely.
coaches, you understand.
Yeah, no matter if you're at the high school level.
Yeah. Oh, you cut out for a second. I think I lost you. We back? Oh. Oh no.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I do not know what happened, but it's still been recording, so that's cool. So they'll be able to hopefully clip it up.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
because that would
the
stink to
advice.
have to do that again.
Yeah, I think it was the
Say it again.
advice. The advice that I would give to the coaches, young coaches. I think that's where we
Yes,
were at.
yes, yeah. So we
Yes.
were talking about that, and you finished, so that's fine. Hopefully they can clip it up. I'll text Brian and see what he can do. Okay, so last few questions, Coach.
Mhm.
I guess the first one: how has your culture, or just your background, influenced you as a person, as a coach? You already alluded a little bit to just the way you were raised, right? Just hard work, blue collar, toughness. So expand on that a little bit.
Um, yeah, that's basically how I was raised. Has a lot to do with how I handled myself in a lot of situations, as a player and now as a coach. So again, hardworking, not complaining, making sure you give your best efforts. Everything you do, it's in the hands of you. So if you don't like the results you're getting, well, go back to the drawing board and figure out what you're not doing and figure out how to make it better. There's not really much of an excuse that you can give yourself, especially with now all the means of, you know, mentors, programs like Rising Coaches, the Latino Basketball Coaches Association. I mean, there's so many ways in which you can get better as a coach now. So don't let the ego step in the way at all. Make sure that you're always doing everything you can and honestly doing it the best of your ability and making sure you're building up people along the way. So that definitely helped me and just how I was raised. Again, the coaches that raised me too, just how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, last two-parter here.
Mhm.
What is some fun? Some fun we'll have now. What does your pregame music playlist look like? And then what is your game day routine leading up to the game?
Ooh. Let's see. Game day playlist. I like Blast. I like a lot of just more chill, happy music. I'm not. It just honestly sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes it depends
Absolutely.
on the mood. I do rely on my players a lot, hooking me up with songs and things because they keep me up to date with everything. They
Right.
create the playlist for our games, so if they're vibing and have a good time, then I'm gonna vibe and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Game day routines, making sure I get my coffee or my chai tea and just kind of relaxing. I think game days are always the most stressful because I'm just sitting around waiting for
Yeah.
hours for the game to start. My typical day to day is pretty busy, filled with a lot of things to do, and game days I'm just only focused on the game. So if I got other stuff to do, it can wait.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. There's nothing worse at any level than just waiting, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
and for us and even for you guys, right? If you have that JV game beforehand, or the men's game or the women's game opposite of it, and you're just sitting there, it's just nothing worse. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. We appreciate your time. Make sure that you guys go ahead and you follow Coach on social media. One thing that I can speak to, she's always incredibly positive, a lot of great energy. And those are always great people to follow, and we'll continue to follow your journey and see the continued success. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank really quickly before we sign off here?
Just all my coaches, just growing up. I can't speak to that. They're everything to me. My coaches in college, and then also just my administration and people here at York. They really do buy into me as the leader. I mean, they took a chance on a 24-year-old head coach. So I just so grateful for them, and just everybody, Latino Basketball Coaches Association, Rising Coaches, just everything that can help young coaches be successful.
Absolutely. And, with all that said, we'd like to thank Rising Coaches to give the LABC and other diversity coaching groups a platform to spotlight our members. And we're really excited about that. Just a reminder, guys, make sure that that this is all through Rising Coaches. And again, just $8 a month using the promo code May 2023. And you can become a member for more relationships, development, and opportunities at risingcoaches.com. So until next time, we will see you.